What's up, guys? It's Eric from Rare Candy, and today we're back with the third round of the recent Standard Format League Challenge that we got to attend. So on the left, we actually have Joey Grant back from the first round playing his Yanmega Zebstrika deck, and I'm actually on the right as well. I'm playing Xerneas Giratina EX. So if you haven't checked out the first two rounds that we were both featured in, I'll be sure to put a link somewhere on the video or in the description if you guys want to check those out. So it's kind of an interesting matchup here. So Joey, he kind of runs a bunch of stage one attackers, Zebstrika and Yanmega, a bunch of non-EXs, so he has really good prize exchange. But Giratina EX that I run can also be kind of problematic. It's interesting. Joey's deck, he has a really favorable prize exchange, but Giratina EX can shut off stadium cards, items, and special energy. So if I'm not mistaken, the only energy Joey runs in his deck are special energy. Luckily, though, Yanmega and Yanmega Break can attack for free, so he will be able to uh, do the bulk of his damage with those. But definitely an interesting matchup, and we see he has that Jirachi in his hand as well, so that could be definitely an important card in this matchup, since it can discard our Giratina special energies. And so, fun fact, I was actually stoked that Joey went first. My hand is absolute garbage, like the definition of trash. It's just a ton of energy, and I think like a Versus Seeker or something. So I knew that this Mega deck would run a bunch of Shuffle Draw, so I was just praying that Joey had some sort of a Shuffle Draw card he would play to get me a different hand. And so here, it did bum me out a little bit. He's discarding these supporters with Ultra Ball and stuff. I'm just thinking, man, please play N or even play Judge. I don't care. And so here he's going to judge me. And I was stoked. Even though I'm only getting 4 cards, any combination of cards would have been better than what I had. But to be fair, Joey didn't know that my hand was bad. A first turn Judge is normally an insanely strong play. It's a supporter card. It makes each player shuffle their hand into their deck and draw 4 cards. So this is just so strong on the first turn, but it did kind of bail me out here if I remember correctly. So it looks like I do get a regular Xerneas, and I did get Trainer's Mail, so that's nice. Hopefully that'll allow me to get some sort of card to draw some cards. So here it looks like I'm just getting a Lysander. That's normally not what you want to see, but maybe I still have a draw supporter in hand. So it looks like I'm debating on something there. So I'm going to attach an energy and just Professor Sycamore, discard my hand, and draw 7 cards. So hopefully we can get ourselves down maybe a Giratina, like a Max Elixir or something like that. That'd be a nice way to continue the first turn. And here looks like I'm just going to pass. So not the strongest first turn, but at least I did get a supporter. But here he's going to knock out that Klefki. So for you guys that don't know, Yanmega has a cool ability. As long as they have 4 cards in their hand, they can attack with Yanmega for free. So this Yanmega Break has an attack called Barrier Break. It does 100 damage, and it goes through effects, weakness, resistance, and basically anything on your opponent's Pokemon. So he knocked out that Klefki, taking kind of an early lead here, which I'm sure he's happy about. But really, I don't mind. Klefki is a dead card in this matchup since it's only good against Megas. So I was kind of relieved to get that out of the active spot, and I can start using Geomancy this turn. So I'm not sure what else we have. Like I said, if we can get down to Max Elixir, that would also be really nice as well. Just because this Giratina needs 4 energy to attack, so we really want to try to speed up our attacking process if possible, since Joey is already putting on a little bit of pressure here. So I'm going to attach return to Giratina, and let's see. Looks like I'm going for a Versus Seeker. And I'm going to Lysander the Remoraid, and we're going to Geomancy here, so maybe this can buy us a turn to actually power up this Giratina and get our board set up a little bit more. Just because Remoraid has a 1 retreat cost and Octillery has a, I believe it's a 2 retreat. So just trying to make it a little bit harder for our opponent to keep putting on pressure. So if he, I'm sure he runs Floatstone if he has Octillery in the deck since he needs a way to retreat. So let's see if he opts to actually try to get one. So here he's going to get a Yanma and a Yanmega. Okay, and he has the Octillery. Does he have Floatstone? And he hits the Floatstone off Abyssal Hand. and it looks like he's just going to Sycamore. So definitely a strong first couple turns here for Joey. Gets down that DCE. That's really annoying just because Zebstrika can potentially pick off some Shamans later in the game if I'm forced to bench them. So Zebstrika, it's kind of an obscure card. It has an attack that is 50 plus 60 more if your opponent's Pokemon has a fighting resistance. So, like I said, it can easily knock out Shamans and kind of clean up games. So here he's just going to retreat though. I'm probably just going to see a barrier break for 100 damage. Oh, and actually he doesn't have 4 cards in hand, so we actually got a little bit lucky there. He was not able to attack us this time. So that's really nice just because the Xerneas deck, it's not the slowest deck, but it's definitely not the fastest either. So any turn that we can potentially have without any pressure being put on us is definitely good. So here it looks like I am forced to grab a Shaman. You really don't want to have to bench Shaman if you're playing against a deck that runs Zebstrika, but just sometimes if you don't have a supporter and you have to draw some more cards, it's your only way of doing so. And it is a little bit unfortunate. I had to discard that Giratina EX, but luckily we do have Super Odd. So we're going to get Giratina and 2 Fairy Energies back into our deck. So that's kind of nice because that will increase our odds of getting a Fairy Energy off Max Elixir later in the game too. So ideally, if we get ourselves a Fairy Garden and a Double Dragon Energy, we would actually be in a pretty decent spot here, I think. So Trainer's Mail, let's see what we can grab there. Because, especially because he has this Jirachi in play, we really need to prevent him from playing down any more special energies. Because this Jirachi can potentially be a really big thorn in our side in terms of this game, since it is a pretty good counter to Giratina. So we have the Double Dragon Energy. Can we hit a Fairy Garden? That's the big thing. And so I still do have an N in hand, so we can play that. And like I said, hopefully get a Fairy Garden, and we will be in decent shape. So another Max Elixir. And we whiff it again. It's not a huge deal, but I think I was hoping to thin out some more energy from my deck here, just so we had a better chance off this end. Oh, so we're going for a Sycamore. So yeah, in this case, we just wanted to get them out of our hands, may as well. So I see we have a Xerneas break, so that's kind of cool, I suppose. But do we have Fairy Garden? Again, that's the big thing, I think, here. And you have to imagine if I had it, I'd probably just put it down and retreat to this Giratina, but it looks like I'm just opting for a Geomancy. It looks like that's what I'm thinking about here, which I guess is fine just because he can't knock out this Xerneas break in one hit anyways. So we're just going to get the 1 Fairy Energy down on the regular Xerneas. No point in putting energy on the Shaman. Even though it does make Xerneas break do more damage, the Shaman can be so easily knocked out because of this Zebstrika that Joey has in play. No point in wasting the energy on it, I don't think. And here he's going to get the double colorless down Jirachi, and that's such a pain. It looks like Joey's going to go for a, I'm guessing that was a Judge. That seems most likely. Put us both down at 4 cards. That'll let him attack for free. He also has Octillery, so if he wants to potentially draw an extra card with Octillery and then play down a card, he could do that. Oh, and he gets one of the best cards you could probably get. He got a Enhanced Hammer to get rid of our Double Dragon Energy that we have there. So Joey's definitely in a pretty decent spot. He has Jirachi to deal with our Giratinas. He has Enhanced Hammer. He has Zebstrika to clean up the game with Shamans. So Joey's definitely in a good spot here, which has me scared. But luckily I do have Ninja Boy, so that will let me get this Shaman off the field. That way it's not an easy prize for later in the game. So here we're going to get down this Giratina. And I do see another Double Dragon Energy in hand. So that's definitely good. At least we do have one for the following turn. It looks like I think I'm doing some math in terms of the amount of energy I have, if I had to guess. So we don't have Fairy Garden since we played Ninja Boy, so I would imagine we'll just see another Geomancy. Again, just if I had to guess here. Which, again, it's not that bad. Xerneas only gives up one prize anyways, so it's not the end of the world if we have to just Geomancy, but... So we're going to do that, get down a couple more Fairy Energies, which I'm okay with. If we get enough energy on the field, we can actually just knock out pretty much anything he has with the Xerneas break. So let's see what he opts to get. The big thing is we really need to take out this bench Jirachi. That's really the biggest thing for us right now. Because we can't really go aggro Giratina until this Jirachi's off the board. Luckily, Xerneas break can knock out this Zebstrika fairly easily, though. So I'm pretty sure we do have another break in hand, so we will be able to use Life Stream for the knockout if we choose to. And I'm being a little conservative with attaching these double dragon energies just because I do know that Joey has this Jirachi. It can discard our special energies, so I really don't want to attach that unless we need it to get a knockout or to start attacking with Giratina. So, and also me not playing many cards from my hand, it kind of masks how decent it actually is. So I think that's also a plus to it. So here we knock out the Zebstrika. It's kind of nice. If we have to bench another Shaman, we can probably assume it will be safe unless he can power up another one later in the game. And luckily, this Xerneas can actually knock out a lot of stuff in one hit, and it only gives it one prize, and he can't knock us out in one hit. So Xerneas break, once we get enough energy on the field like we do now, and with this double dragon energy in hand, we can start kind of catching up in the prize race here. So Joey, I think he's just going to do barrier break for 100 damage. Okay, so I see we have a Xerneas break in hand. I think we have an N as well. It's hard for me to tell here. So we have Ultra Ball. Okay, I see a Shaman in hand as well. I don't know what we need to grab off Ultra Ball. If I had to guess, we're probably just trying to thin some cards from our hand. That way we can use Shaman and draw some more cards. Because really we need to dig for Lysander. That's the big thing I think we have to get here. So if I had to guess, we'll probably attach the double dragon energy and then bench Shaman. So we need Versus Seeker or Lysander. Those are the big things here. Worst case scenario, we can also just attack with Xerneas break and get a knockout, I believe, because there's just 20 average times the number of energy on our field, and that counts twice for double dragon energies. So we should be able to knock out this Yanmega break if we can't clean up the knockout on Jirachi. But that means we also need a Fairy Garden, or we have to manually retreat, which I would not want to do, but we do need to get this Jirachi out of here as well. So here we have a Max Elixir, so that could potentially be useful. Start powering up this other Giratina. Here, I'm going to put the Fighting Fury Belt down on Shaman just to get out of my hand. Yanmega does do 50 plus 70 more if our opponent's Pokemon has a tool on them, but it won't knock out Shaman. Either way, he's forced to knock it out in 2 hits, but I just wanted to get it out of my hand, I believe. Oh yeah, so we have another Shaman, so I just needed to get it down. That way we could draw more cards. But I do believe we actually drew into Lysander here. So we got the Fairy Garden and the Lysander, so that's pretty great actually. Or I thought we hit Lysander at least. Yeah, so we're gonna go for that Jirachi, get that out of here, and then we will pretty much be in a good spot to just wreak havoc with this Giratina EX. So this is nice because now he can't bump our Fairy Garden. We can, yep, see, I'm reminding Joey there he can't play down that Forest of Giant Plants, which is pretty nice. And also, if he plays Super Odd or something to that effect, he won't be able to get out this Jirachi again and attach an energy. So here it looks like Joey's going to go for what I believe to be a Judge. Probably just going to draw, plus each at 4 cards and just do 100 damage to this Giratina. Oh, and he gets an Enhanced Hammer as well. That's super annoying. So another double dragon energy down to a hammer. So we have 2 left in the deck. Luckily, we haven't had to discard any with Sycamore. which is nice. Let's just see if we can actually draw one to use. Another potential play we could do, if we get another double dragon energy, we can attach it and retreat to Xerneas break and actually knock out this Yanmega break in one hit. So Joey had definitely a really good start, but luckily our Xerneas breaks can take some one-hit knockouts, which is helping us kind of sneak back into the game here. And so yeah, we are going to retreat. That would make me believe we have a double dragon energy in hand. So we're going to play Max Elixir. I think I've whiffed 3 Max Elixirs so far this game, which is pretty ridiculous. Just because this deck plays, I think, 10 basic fairy energy, so you would imagine one of those will work at some point. So for you guys who are unfamiliar, Max Elixir makes you look at the top 6 cards of your deck, and you get a basic energy you find there, attach it to one of your bench basic Pokemon. Oh, and so here we played Hex Maniac, which is great for us because it turns off abilities until the end of your opponent's next turn. And everything on Joey's field is reliant on abilities. Yeah, Mega actually can't even attack unless he has 3 energy now. So this is great. It pretty much guarantees us one more knockout before Joey can attack us again. Hopefully, the only thing I'm a little worried about now is since we're not attacking with Giratina, we are a little bit susceptible to a Zebstrika to come down. So Joey does get a Sycamore. And let's see what all he gets. Going to discard Escape Robe and Sycamore. Going to grab himself a Blitzful. Definitely seems good. He's probably counting on being able to clean up the game on one of these Shamans. And he does have Versus Seeker, so he could potentially play Sycamore, but he probably wants to actually save this Blitzel to evolve into Zebstrika. So what do I do here? We are definitely guaranteed a knockout regardless. If we can play Hex Maniac again, that would be great, but I'm not sure if we have a Verse Seeker in hand or not. Okay, so I probably have a Sycamore if I'm counting the cards left in my deck there. So what to do? That is the big question. Like I said, luckily we are guaranteed a knockout, but what do we really want most here? Probably an attachment on this Giratina. So we're going to play an EXP share there just to get out of our hand. We are going to take a knockout this turn, so if we get end, it'll be one less card in our deck. And Yanmega has to two-shot us regardless if that EXP share is on Giratina or not, so that's another reason why I wasn't stressing about it being attached. So probably just check and see what all resources I've actually used at this point and what we have left in the deck. So I'm going to attach return to the Giratina. That seems perfectly fine to me. It looks like I'm a little bit hesitant about it, but I think it's fine. I see no reason not to. I might be running low on energy at this point, so I might be worried he might try to like stall my Shamans in the active spot, but so I don't know. I can't tell what's in my hand at this point, so it's hard to say what was going through my mind at this point in the game. But either way, I'm not sure if it matters too much if we attach. Seems fine if we do, but if not, I think that's fine too. Just because we can get a knockout regardless. So we're going to Sycamore here. And did draw into a double dragon energy, so we will have that for next turn to power up a fresh Giratina with. But here we're just going to do life stream, it looks like, for the next knockout. Okay, so it looks like he is going to Lysander up our Giratina EX, which is a little bit annoying. And he's going to use Octillery's Abyssal Hand, draw until he has 5 cards. It's a shame he didn't Lysander the Shaman, otherwise he would have had an easy knockout with Octillery there. Or with Zebstrika, my bad guys. But he is going to knock out our Giratina with that Yanmega break. And I do get an energy off the EXP share, which is kind of cool. which will help us do more damage with the Xerneas break. So, okay, we really need to just take out the Zebstrika. That's the biggest thing here, because if Joey has another Lysander, that is going to be the game. So I don't know what we have in hand, but we do have Versus Seeker, so we are guaranteed a knockout on Zebstrika. So here I'm just checking the last card of my deck. So yeah, so we definitely need to just Lysander, take out Zebstrika, and then the following turn we should be able to get a knockout with our Xerneas break. So I'm going to attach an EXP share there, just in case we get end or something like that, and then we're going to take a knockout here. So I don't. So Joey did have Lysander in hand, it looks like. So uh, definitely a good thing we took out that Zebstrika. Otherwise, that would have been the game, I think. So the other thing he needs to do here is take out. He's going to Lysander up the Shaman. Maybe he's thinking we don't have any energy left in the deck. Since we have gone through, I believe, 8 fairy energy at this point, if I'm keeping track correctly. So Joey doesn't know our energy count, so if I had to guess, he's probably thinking we're out of energy and is just saying, hey, if you have the energy to retreat, good game. If not, I win. But here we do have the fair energy to retreat, and we can just put up Xerneas Break, who can do live stream for 140. But we also have Versus Seeker for Lysander in hand anyways, so even if we didn't knock out the Yanmega Break, we can just knock out Remoraid or something on the bench. So there I'm just showing Joey I had Lysander. So definitely a super close game against this Yanmega Break deck. Only giving up 1 prize for every Pokemon really makes it hard to clean up this game. So Yanmega, not the strongest attacker. It 2-shots most things. But like I said, it just has such a great prize trade that it really made this a super close game for us. But yeah, guys, that's going to be it for round 3. We do have one more round coming up, so definitely check that out when we upload that. As usual, feel free to like and subscribe, and don't forget to check out our merch over at rarecandytcg.com. We actually have a couple items on sale right now, so maybe go pick up a shirt or a playmat or something. Help support the channel, mean a lot to us. But with that, I appreciate you guys watching, and we will see you for the next one, okay?